This is not the circumstance under which I would typically publish a video on this channel. Usually, I get a tip about someone being a minor attracted persons activist or perhaps someone who had committed a crime, and then I do research into that person. This individual tipped me off about themselves. Now, actually, they initially did this all the way back in 2025 when they published the article, "The Miserable Little Bully Named Slyboy," in which they called me a massive bully with violent inclinations. For context, at the time, I had gone after a PDF that this individual was contemporaries with, and in a fit of anger, he combed through seemingly any content I had ever made at that point and wrote a very lengthy article painting me as a bully, which guilty as charged, I guess. I do be bullying predators. That's kind of like my main thing. He concludes this with, "And Slyboy, if you're reading this, how about coming after an aggressive pro-choice man like me this time instead of essentially beating on women?" I don't think he means what most people mean with the phrase pro-choice there. I'm pretty sure in his world that's pro-children being able to choose consenting to things. Anyway, regardless. At the time, I did find this article very funny, but I resented the fact that he felt like he could just summon me. So I threw up a little video about it on my second channel where I knew it would get a lot less traction just to piss him off. And I think it did. That was the last I had thought about this person till today when someone emailed me with some links to other articles. This individual has not stopped writing about me since then. And because that tickled me so, I've had a change of heart. Brian, congratulations. Your 15 minutes are here, my friend. Now, the individual in question goes by the name Brian Ribbon online. That's not his real name. He is a 6th grade teacher. Where? We don't know. He is a proud map rights activist and a map himself, and he currently teaches boys of the age he claims to be attracted to. Now, his complaints against me in the original article were twofold. One, that I'm a bully, again, correct to you. And 2, that I have violent inclinations. And towards that end, he includes this screenshot from my video on the Predator Katie Cruz with the caption, "Slyboy's, quote, cure for PDF," not long before he threatened to show up in Katie Cruz's town while armed. Now, that framing is a little silly. One, because every town I show up to armed because that's the way I roll. I had mentioned that in a video, and therefore he was trying to paint that as something it obviously wasn't. Now, admittedly, I did, in fact, in a previous video, hold up a pistol to the camera, specifically an HK P3do, and say it was a, quote, cure for PDF ilia. And I understand how there could be some concern and confusion there. I should clarify that. Brian, I do not and have never condoned violence towards others on this channel. I do not believe in violence towards others. I was merely trying to suggest that maybe you should kill yourself. What's funny, though, was it took me about 3 minutes of poking around the articles you've been putting out to find the following anecdote from you. "If I were living somewhere in the UK, God forbid, I think I'd just do whatever the fuck I wanted, follow my own ethics and not the law. Then when they inevitably came for me, I'd probably do a Desi Freeman on my attackers. And attackers is what the police ultimately are when coming for any map who has not tricked or coerced a child. Note that this is not advice because it would be absolutely terrible advice, but those are my true feelings." The Desi Freeman referenced here, by the way, was a offender who in August of 2025 fatally killed 2 police officers when they came to deliver a warrant to him. So of the 2 of us, Brian, I fail to see how I'm the one with violent inclinations, but we're getting a little lost in the weeds here. Let's get to the actual important stuff, which is your activism, as well as your obsession with me, of course. I'm not sure what the reason for it is. I'm pretty sure I'm a little old for you given your type, but that's neither here nor there. Last fall, I wrote about the thoroughly despicable Liam Bennett Smith. Ooh, fuck. Ah, shit. Doxed my full name. That's fine. I'm not very bothered about it. That's my full name, by the way. To anyone who was wondering, there you go. A man who is trying to make a career out of hate videos on YouTube, having failed miserably at many other things he's tried. He called me a failure in the other article as well. I will give him that. I definitely am a failed musician. That's 1 point on the board for you, Brian. His favorite target is maps transgender maps to be precise. I don't understand where this is coming from. This is an equal opportunity channel, okay? I've made videos about pastors. I've made videos about a lot of people. When I pointed this out in my article, his trans supporters screamed, "How dare you imply trans people and maps are the same?" Of course, this is absolutely not what I'd done, and their response missed the mark catastrophically. I think what it was you had said I was transphobic for going after a trans PDF, which kind of does imply that trans people and maps are the same, which of course we know they're not. Since I posted that article, Bennett Smith, there's no hyphen by the way, Bennett's a middle name, has published attacks on other maps, one of them being a gender that is not quite clear, and another being a transgender as well as trans many other things. He is going all out on attacking trans people who are also maps, swearing that he's only doing it because they're maps, when he's obviously doing it because he hates trans people and needs a legitimate excuse for attacking them. If I hated trans people, I'd just be a right-wing grifter. That would be way easier and would make more money. And I'd get way less videos demonetized. What the fuck are you talking about? And still, his ever-loyal trans supporters go insane at maps, not him, for causing the two phenomenon to be conflated. It's like a victim of domestic abuse salivating at their abuser's feet! Simultaneously blaming everyone who tries to step in and help. That's right. You guys are in an abusive relationship with me, gang. All 117,000 of you. How can those people not see what's actually going on? Anyway, the comments below Liam's video in response to my article presently number north of 200. And I check in every so often to see the grim state of the modern world's take on mapness. Oh, this fucking guy. Come on, suck me off while you're at it, Brian. Here, make it easier on you, buddy. Yeah, you check in every once in a while. Well, I hope this video makes you happy, Brian. I know you're gonna be checking the comments section every night before you go to bed. One of the most prominent beliefs among the Bennett Smith cult. We're a cult now! Okay, guys, I am an abusive boyfriend to all of you, and also you are in my cult. As divulged in the bitter mess that is his comments section was the idea I'd moved to Asia to do things to boys, having been exiled from teaching in America or another Western country. Because obviously, a PDF can do nothing more than R-word and pillage, and the West is a biblical paradise of sugar and spice. Okay, well, like 2 seconds ago, I read a different article where you said if you lived in the West, you would just commit crimes and then kill police officers when they showed up to your door. So I don't... that feels kind of like R-wording and pillaging to me. Like, it kind of makes you sound like a pirate. Like an old school pirate who just... Anyway. Many aspects of my advocacy perturb others in the map community. This includes my unrelenting aggression, wanton hatred of the West, and outright rejection of virtually all social norms. Imagine being the unpopular kid at the PDF's table. That's like being a theater kid getting bullied by other theater kids. I can't help but feel a twinge of reverence for the Australian Desi Freeman. See, you're bringing him up again! His life was cut short, no doubt, and perhaps the police officers who came for him were simply doing their jobs and didn't deserve such an end. Nonetheless, he stood up to the evil Anglo machinery through his final dying breath. I'd like to think that if some bastard ever came for me, I could do the same. Okay, so we have a murderous, bloodthirsty PDF intentionally seeking out jobs teaching children of the age he claims to be attracted to. And on top of that, the other PDFs don't even like him. One thing you will find about Brian is he does fancy himself to be a bit of an intellectual. He has a lot of articles kind of about world politics and various anti-map policies in various countries that he's very mad about. So Brian, here's why I made this video. Since you're so knowledgeable on all these things and are a self-proclaimed map activist, and I am a failed musician, dumb YouTuber, I think, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume in your mind, I would be no match for you intellectually. You list your email address in the about page of your website. I will be anticipating an email from that address so that we can set up a debate. Just let me know. Probably Discord would be the best for me, so I can get you my Discord. If I don't hear from you, I'll shoot you an email in a couple of days. But I would assume, given all of your vitriol and your requests, that I do make a video about you, that you would be chomping at the bit for this. So we can set that up, and we'll talk soon. All right. Take care, everybody.